We know MLK, we know Malcolm X, we know Rosa Parks, and we know the iconic Shirley Chisholm. But who are some of the unsung black heroes that we know nothing about? Well, join me this Black History Month as we walk through 28 days learning about 28 who should be iconic but are unsung black heroes. Hello everyone, I'm QuentinRJiles, your host of the Q with Q, and welcome to another episode of Unsung Black Heroes. Every day this month, I'm going to introduce heroes who have influenced not only the African American community, but the world at large. Today, we will show the life of the first African American mechanical and electrical engineer, Granville Woods. We'll talk about what he did, and at the end of this video, we will discuss how it relates to you, to me, to us. So let's get educated. Granville Woods was born on April 23, 1856 in Columbus, Ohio, to Martha Brown and Cyrus Woods, free African Americans. He went to school in Columbus until he was 10 years old. Unfortunately, like many families, due to poverty, Granville had to leave so that he could work and help to support his family. He worked as an apprentice in a mechanic shop where he learned machinery and blacksmithing. In 1872, he worked as a fireman on the railroad in Missouri and would study engineering and electronics in his spare time. In 1874, he moved to Springfield, Missouri for work. He also went to New York in 1876 and resided there for 2 years to take courses in engineering and electricity before returning to Ohio, where he began focusing on modernizing and improving the railroad and its equipment. As a result of his success from being self-taught, studious, and passionate, Woods grew wildly successful and invented an array of devices to improve the electrical railway system. During this time, he created several inventions. One of them let the train's engineer know how close his train was to others, which helped mitigate collisions. Black folks out here stopping crashes, yes! In 1884, he developed a system for overhead electrical conducting lines for railroads. Another notable invention was his multiplex railroad telegraph that allowed communications between train stations and moving trains. This allowed for trains' locations to be known by all parties at all times. The success of these inventions ultimately led to Woods being able to open up his own business. Come on, entrepreneurship! Woods held many positions that helped him elevate himself and become successful, but was faced with discrimination and was thus overlooked for promotions. However, he was wildly successful and became known as the Black Edison. And with more and more inventions came more and more customers. It's the supply and demand for me. One of his customers being Mr. Telephone Man himself, Alexander Graham Bell. Bell had purchased the rights to Wood's patent on a device that combined telephone and telegraph that allowed the telegraph station to send voice and telegraph messages over a single wire. This business transaction allowed Woods to become a full-time entrepreneur, but as such, with success often comes conflict, or as we like to call them, the haters. One of these individuals was Thomas Edison, who sued Woods, claiming that he was the inventor of the multiplex telegraph. Woods won, but Edison still wanted a piece of the pie and offered him a prestigious position working in the engineering department of Edison Electric Light Company in New York. But Woods declined. Now how you gonna sue and then try to give me a job and want some of the pie? What? Woods' contribution to history lies with his many inventions that have helped to improve both the safety and efficiency in society and for Americans nationwide. Upon his death, he became a reputable inventor and had sold inventions to GE, Westinghouse, and American Engineering. He also invented 15 appliances for electric railways and about 60 patents that were doled out to major manufacturers that make devices utilized in everyday life. Stay tuned for more Unsung Black Heroes. Give this video a thumbs up if you've learned something, subscribe for more, and hit the bell notification to always be first in the queue.